one of the things about not only movies but games as well is that music is a big part of that process. And then when you show the movie or when you play the game, the production has music all through it. To set the mood, music at the opening, music when the credits are rolling. Right. How many times you watch a movie and then the credits begin to roll and the cool song comes on?
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, you know. So as we transition over into music, talking about comics, games, movies, music, and other fandoms, obviously there's a lot of people, no matter where you come from, what your social status is, what your interests are. You could be jock or nerd or whatever. Yeah. You like music. Most everybody likes music. Some kind of music or another. Everybody likes music. And we're no different.
No.
I may be a little different than some people in that I don't really have a certain genre that I stick to. I like good music.
Right.
I like artists, no matter what, whether they're rockers or country or even rap. I'll listen to some rap. If they're talented.
Right.
I like talented musicians.
Right.
And so I'll listen to just about anything if it's good.
Right.
Now, country, a lot of it is not good, but some of it is really good. I know a lot of people just kind of dump on country, and they're like, country music. But there are some truly, and John is one of those. There are some truly talented people in that genre of music.
Right.
But you find that in every genre.
Right.
I guess maybe the most of what I listen to is probably rock or classic rock.
Right.
And I will admit, one of the things that I realized about music and musicians, it was not long ago when Prince passed. When Prince died, I had heard his music through the years, but never really watched a lot of maybe his live performances or recording sessions or anything like that. I was never the biggest fan. I just liked some of his songs.
Right.
When he died, I started watching videos of recording sessions and things that he did live, and I began to realize just how talented he was.
Yeah. And
I came to the realization that most modern musicians and artists are completely devoid of talent compared to Prince.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing that a lot of people don't realize is how just how talented he was. He was, as a musician goes, and just talking about his ability to play musical instruments. That talent was completely underrated throughout his career. A lot of his ability, an incredible guitar player.
Well, and he did something that you see sometimes, and I guess this is part of how the industry is. And this is why I say you kind of, some of these artists you have to look a little deeper into. I'll give you a modern example. Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga is, and her voice, she's an excellent musician.
Oh, yeah.
She's so talented. But she had to do the poppy, light fare. Here's the, just this pop music that looks like it could have been, it's things like Poker Face, looks like it could have been written by a third grader. She had to do that's the catchy tune to get to the point where she could begin to sing the old standards that she really loves and is really good at.
Right.
And then when you see her sing something like that, it's not even the same person. It's a completely different skill altogether to sing a song like that.
Right.
And she has it. She's got the skills.
Yeah.
But to get to the point where she could sing the things she loves to sing.
Right.
And make a career out of that, she had to go the pop route first.
Yeah, yeah.
I see that a little bit in Prince, in that not that he make a completely different style of music, but his songs, they're easily digestible. But then when you see him live or just sitting around plucking a guitar, not even plucking, shredding a guitar,
right?
You see how much more is there, how much deeper that talent goes,
right? That
he hardly ever shows in a recorded track. It's just Raspberry Beret or Little Red Corvette or Party Like It's 1999. But then when you see him in a recording session or just a practice session, There's a lot more there than just.
And the Purple Rain guitar solo is his.
Well, yeah,
that's pretty incredible in and to itself, and kind of gonna bounce off of what you were saying. I'm more of a pop rock kind of guy. I've listened. I don't get the death metal stuff. I do like rock. If to name a few, the Scripts, One Republic, Imagine Dragons, Foo Fighters. I really kind of get into those bands. The problem that I have with country music, if I have to say I have a problem with it, I don't listen to it.
Look, if you're a country fan, I want you to get out your pitchforks.
Yeah, come on with it.
And you need to let John know how wrong he is.
Yeah, I wish it would be okay. I've been wrong before. It'll happen again. But the problem, and it's not just country. It's a lot of different genres of music. Once they find one thing that fits, it's almost like they try to emulate it with the next guy down.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where when you're watching an awards show, it looks like.
But you're right. That's not just country.
Yeah, but
it's a problem. It stands out more in country music because of the style of music.
And because there's that. Yeah, I would say that's
and
probably
in years gone by in country, you had a lot of variety, and now you have things like Florida Georgia Line and everybody else that sounds like Florida Georgia Line.
And the people that, and then it kind of goes, if you're watching an award show, you have the guy, he's on stage and he's singing his country song about, his girl getting up in his pickup truck and then riding around. And then the next thing you know is you got the same guy. That dude gets off stage. He goes in the backstage and he changes his ball cap and he changes his plaid T-shirt. He goes back on stage. He calls himself a different guy, and then he starts singing about his girl getting up in his pickup truck and going riding around.
Look, maybe they all drive trucks. They all have girls. What do you want? I mean,
a different song.
Are they supposed to make up fake stories about themselves, John?
Well, here's my thing. And and this kind of goes, it might seem like it's a complete contradiction, but I like Garth Brooks.
But that goes back to what I'm saying. Garth Brooks, and I love Garth Brooks, and even when he was at the top of his game, you have country music, and then you have Garth Brooks.
Yeah. And
there's something different there.
And
and I completely understand what you're saying about, look, if it all sounds the same, I'm just not into it.
Right.
That's why I say I've always been a fan of talented musicians, real music in any genre.
Right.
Rap, there are some rappers that I enjoy listening to, if nothing else than for how skilled they are at their craft.
Right, yeah.
And I've always been, of course, we get into music. As far as my personal experience in music, I was in the chorus all through high school, all through college, toured some with the chorus. I've been a wedding singer in a few weddings. I have performed music. I'm not the best singer. A friend of mine and myself, when we were in college, we decided it wouldn't be worth it for us to try out for American Idol because we wouldn't be good enough to get on the show, but we would be too good to be made fun of. So we'd be middle of the road. We wouldn't even get on TV for any reason.
You'd be that guy that they told to come back next year.
Right. So we were like, there's no use in that because we're not so bad. They'd get a laugh out of us, but we certainly wouldn't be good enough to win the thing. So
right.
But one of my things when I'm thinking about, no matter the genre, country, rock, whatever, one of my things is if you have no more ability than I have, I'm not going to be a fan of you. If I can sing every one of your songs, note for note, the same as you, that's not special to me. Because I'm not that big a deal. I don't have just the greatest musical talent. I can sing on key better than most people. That's about it. So if I'm listening to you have an album out or you're at a concert, if I can sing every song of yours just like you sing it, I can hit all the same notes. To me, that's not special.
Right.
But if you are a bass that can go through the floor,
right?
Maybe you're not. Think about Pentatonics.
Oh yeah.
Those guys are amazing at what they do, and their bass guy I don't even know his name, but I can't do that. I can't get down there.
Yeah.
And that's special to me. Somebody that can do that. So that's impressive. Yeah. So it impresses me, and so I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the musicians, I can play a guitar, but nothing more than a couple of chords.
Yeah.
So anybody that can play a guitar like, say, Prince, that's impressive to me.
Right, yeah.
And you have a lot of modern musicians that are that talented, but they don't show it because of what sells.
Yeah.
What sells is condensed down to that same 3 chords like you're talking about in the country song.
Oh, yeah.
And I know, we're talking about being family friendly, and let me just say, Bo Burnham is not family friendly.
No.
But he has a segment in one of his shows where he sings a country song. He's commenting exactly on what we're talking about.
Right.
And it's the perfect, like when you hear him sing it, you're like, that's exactly it. That's every single country song, and that's what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There was a video not long ago. Well, I say not long ago. It's probably been 4 or 5 years ago, where somebody took a bunch, whatever the top is, like the number 1 hits for the past 6 months of country songs, and they kind of spliced them together. It was the same song.
And it's 1 chord progression.
Yes, it is. Well,
there's a video too of pop music over the past 40 years
sure.
that has the same 4 chords.
Oh yeah.
And this group goes through. I can't remember the name of that.
Who was it? I know what you're talking about. It's some.
But it's the same 4 chords, same chord progression. And they just sing all of these songs from all these different years.
Starts with Journey
genres.
and ends with...
Yeah. And it's like they're playing the exact same tune, but just singing the different words to it, and it all fits.
Yeah.
But that's because that sells. And that's why I say a lot of these artists, they may even be way more talented than what they show.
Right.
But what sells is the sugary, sweet, cookie cutter stuff.
That's true, and that was kind of one thing when I was working with the band years ago. That one of the promoters, venue owners, said while we were talking one day, and we had a really good guitar player, and he could take an acoustic guitar and take a couple of capos, and have it at a certain sound. He'd lay the guitar in his lap and he'd start pecking at it. And it was really cool, but nobody cared.
Right.
Because they're not so much cared about what he can do with that guitar, but how pretty he looked.
Right.
So that was, it has to be...
Well, that's why you and I aren't musicians, right?
We have faces for radio, buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
Faces for podcasts, that's for sure.
The only thing keeping us going here is we have cool coffee cups.
That's right.
Yeah, buddy. But,
look, our cups are on different sides of the force. Mine was a Vader cup tonight. Yeah. And yours is Yoda. No, yours says, coffee I need or kill you I will.
Yeah.
I need to get... There's a lot of people that probably need that cup.
Yeah.
I am not someone who needs my coffee in the morning, but I'll drink it if it has enough milk and sugar with it.
I needs it.
So that it's no more coffee. But, John, you are a caffeaholic.
This is true.
You probably have a problem. We probably need an intervention. We need to kind of sit down and talk about that. But
that might be true, but you'd be up for a fight.
Coffee is one of those things that I feel like if coffee were cocaine and everybody needed cocaine in the morning to get going, it would be just as acceptable. Like if it was something that everybody did, and it was like, I got to get my snort of cocaine to really get the jump start in the morning, I feel like everybody would have the same mentality.
Well, yeah, but
because everybody does it.
The difference is that cocaine will fry your brain, and coffee typically won't.
Coffee makes you smarter. And more intellectual and more able to take your day.
Here's what coffee does. Coffee makes you a lot more patient and able to deal with other people who are less than... Well,
it's not like you wake up in the morning and you think, I'm a little sluggish before I get that first cup of coffee. You're not shaking and like having withdrawals because you didn't have any coffee while you were sleeping.
Right.
So it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I compare coffee to cocaine, but it's not all that. Now, maybe that can be an episode that we do, but...
coffee versus cocaine.
Well, yeah. Coffee versus cocaine, DC versus Marvel. Same difference.
Almost.
Did not Coca-Cola used to have cocaine in it?
I want to say that was part of their original recipe.
Even if that's not true, we're just going to roll with that.
Yeah, we're going to.
That's what I've always heard. That makes it as true as anything.
Sure.
But thinking about music, like I said, I don't have a particular genre that is my one favorite genre anymore. I don't even have one artist or one band that I keep going back to. I just like good music,
right?
No matter who's doing it.
Well, the thing, I enjoy good music, and it doesn't matter if it's a name that people know or they don't. There was a time where I'd go to shows just to hear the music. But it's.
But you don't have to be a hipster about it.
No.
Well, I listen to people you never even heard of them.
No,
right?
no. And that would be the thing. I'd sit in my car and I'd plug in the CD in my truck, and I would play it. And I've got some of those songs still on my iPad just because. And
look, there's some songs that I enjoy listening to that I probably shouldn't. Some of those things that people are like, people. I feel like there are some bands or some songs that. It genuinely is good music, even if it's like pop music.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a good uplifting song, but because people are like, it's not this genre or that genre, or they think, that's just pop, and people kind of make fun of it. And so I'm sure there are people that listen to those songs that may not admit it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of songs that I like that they may not be the most well thought of bands, and they may be universally panned. It may be like a Backstreet Boys song, but if it's a good song, I mean, you can kind of tap your foot to something.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was
New Kids on the Block. I don't get into any of that, but some of those songs, it's like Lady Gaga, Poker Face.
Yeah.
I'm not into that kind of music, but for some reason, when you hear that song, you will be singing it the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That, and I guess any one of her other first couple of ones that came out.
Yeah.
The Bad Romance. That's one that will stick in my head all day. If I hear just one little snippet of that song, I'll be singing it the rest of the day. I don't want to, but it's just there.
Chris, I don't know if you've heard or not. Chris Daughtry did a cover of Poker Face. I thought it was excellent. But kind of speaking to that too, everybody's got their little, I guess, guilty pleasures.
Okay.
And
are you about to admit something?
Yeah, I am. Okay. Natasha Bedingfield, "Pocket Full of Sunshine." For a long time, I listened to that song. It was part of my. It was on my iTunes. And it was kind of one of those.
It's okay.
I appreciate that.
It's okay.
Yeah, but that was kind of one of those that I would listen to in quiet moments.
I'll tell you, anybody that's listening to this, or if you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to look up Hanson, "Ain't No Sunshine."
Really?
By Bill Withers.
Yeah.
Now, I always said when Hanson first came out, Bop, all that, you first hear Bop and you're like, oh, it's another pop song, whatever. If you look, you're talking about admitting things. I bought that CD and listened to the other songs on the CD.
Mm-hmm.
And while they were kids and their voices are like nails on a chalkboard, the music itself, you could tell they're actually pretty good musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're all grown up.
And they're still really good musicians.
Search on YouTube for Hanson, "Ain't No Sunshine."
Yeah.
They slay that song.
Really?
They're amazing at it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up.
And I know that's a classic. That's a song that's hard to mess up, really, if you know what you're doing. But those boys know how to play.
Mm-hmm.
They're actual musicians. They have, of course, adult voices now, so that helps.
Yeah.
And they're actually really good, really talented. Yeah. And that's something you would not even have guessed if you heard Bop.
Right, yeah.
And I saw a video of them the other night where it's Bop 20 years later, and it's them as adults singing it. And it's good. But when you watch that video and then you go straight to the original video, it sounds like they've sucked a bunch of helium up and they're trying to sing it again. It's crazy, the difference. And honestly, for the first 6 months that they were out and Bop was a thing, I thought, well, those are three little girls. They're doing pretty good. They're a pretty neat little band.
Yeah.
And then I realized, no, those are little boys.
Yeah, that I understand.
But like I said, they're actually talented. So that's my admission to my guilty pleasure, I guess, is Hanson.
That's okay. So, because they're
not as okay as Natasha Bedingfield.
Well, that depends on your perspective, I guess. I don't know.